Why do Sigma males end up alone in their lives? Imagine having the freedom to live life on your own terms, doing what you love, and being at peace with who you are. But for some reason, you end up alone. Ever wondered why that happens to so many Sigma males? Why do Sigma males, the lone wolves, the ones who march to the beat of their own drum, often find themselves walking through life solo? Let's take a moment and picture this. A Sigma male in his early 30s has just wrapped up a successful project at work. He walks out of the office building, feeling accomplished, but as he glances around, he realizes something. He's not rushing to meet anyone for dinner. There's no one calling or texting him. Sure, he has acquaintances, even some friends, but something is missing. The one thing he values most, his freedom, has created this distance between him and others. This is where the paradox begins. The very qualities that make a Sigma male unique, his independence, his need for solitude, and his high standards, are also the reasons why he sometimes ends up alone. You see, Sigmas, this isn't a tragedy. It's a choice. A choice made with purpose, clarity, and wisdom. But it's a choice that often gets misunderstood by the world. So what is it about the Sigma lifestyle that leads them to choose solitude? Is it because they can't connect with others? Or is it something deeper? Something that speaks to their very essence? Trust me, you won't want to miss this. So keep watching. Number 1, the Sigma male's quest for independence. For Sigma males, independence isn't just a personality trait. It's a core aspect of their identity. From a young age, they feel the pull to walk a different path, one that doesn't rely on societal expectations or the need for external validation. While many are seeking approval, companionship, or social belonging, Sigma seeks something deeper, freedom. This innate desire for self-sufficiency often makes Sigma stand out in a crowd. They're not interested in fitting into the molds that society or peer groups try to impose. Instead, they create their own molds, building lives that fulfill them on their own terms. They trust themselves more than they trust others, recognizing that true fulfillment doesn't come from external sources, but from within. True independence is the freedom to follow your own heart, even if that means walking alone. This quote encapsulates the essence of the Sigma male's journey. Sigmas are not afraid to be solitary because they understand that solitude is not loneliness. It's a space for self-discovery, growth, and genuine personal achievement. Being self-reliant isn't a weakness, as some may perceive it. On the contrary, it's a powerful strength. It enables Sigmas to remain unshaken by outside opinions and societal pressure. They don't need constant affirmation to feel valued. This kind of self-sufficiency often causes a natural distance between them and the social structures that others depend on, as Sigmas don't need those structures to define their worth or success. Ultimately, Sigmas show that independence is not about being isolated. It's about knowing your value and choosing to live authentically, free from the need for validation from others. Number 2, high standards for relationships. One thing that sets Sigma males apart is their refusal to settle, especially when it comes to relationships. Whether in personal or professional contexts, Sigmas have a keen sense of authenticity. They are not interested in superficial connections or forced relationships that lack depth. For a Sigma, quality matters more than quantity, and they won't compromise their standards just for the sake of fitting in or filling a void. Sigmas understand that relationships, whether friendships, partnerships, or business connections, should serve a higher purpose. They're not about filling emotional gaps or chasing external validation. They want meaningful interactions where mutual respect, honesty, and shared values are at the core. And this isn't something that can be found easily in today's world, which often prioritizes convenience over genuine connection. In contrast to others who may settle for shallow bonds or forced connections to meet societal expectations, Sigmas are selective. They'll only commit to relationships that resonate with their deeper values and purpose. It's not about impressing others or seeking approval. It's about finding individuals who match their own level of self-awareness and personal integrity. So why do Sigmas often end up alone? It's simple. The world around them often falls short of their standards. They're not willing to lower their expectations for convenience or comfort. Instead of forcing relationships that don't align with their core values, Sigmas choose to remain authentic to themselves. They understand that sometimes being alone is better than settling for something that doesn't bring fulfillment or growth. In this sense, their solitude is not loneliness, but a sign of their unwavering commitment to living life on their own terms. Number 3, fear of losing personal space. For a Sigma male, personal space is not just a luxury. It's a necessity. They deeply value their autonomy, and their private time is where they recharge, reflect, and connect with their inner selves. This sacred space represents freedom, self-expression, and mental clarity. It's a place where they can think without distractions, plan without interruptions, and simply exist without the weight of external demands. When a potential partner begins making demands that threaten this space, whether it's an emotional drain, constant need for attention, or an attempt to control their time, Sigmas instinctively retreat. It's not that they don't value companionship or intimacy. They do, but for them, companionship must come with respect for their individuality and space. Without that, a relationship becomes more of a burden than a blessing. A key aspect of a Sigma's character is their independence. They have learned to thrive in solitude, and they find peace in their own company. They're self-sufficient, with a strong sense of identity that doesn't rely on the approval or constant presence of others. This autonomy allows them to explore their passions, focus on personal growth, and live life on their own terms. For Sigmas, loneliness is often far more comfortable than a relationship that stifles their freedom. While others might fear isolation, Sigmas see it as a state of self-empowerment. They'd rather face solitude than be in a relationship that demands too much and leaves them feeling suffocated. Ultimately, Sigmas understand that true connection can only happen when both partners respect each other's need for space and personal freedom. Without this balance, their longing for solitude will always take precedence. Number 4, they prefer quality over quantity in friendships. Sigma males approach relationships differently from most people. While others might prioritize social status or strive to build vast networks of acquaintances, Sigmas they understand that real, authentic connections are rooted in shared values, deep trust, and mutual respect, not in popularity or the number of people one knows. This mindset leads Sigmas to form a small circle of meaningful relationships. Rather than being the life of the party or accumulating friends for the sake of having them, they focus on cultivating bonds with those who truly resonate with their values and mindset. Sigmas don't believe in surface-level connections. They seek quality over quantity, understanding that true friendships are about depth, not numbers. This intentional approach to relationships often creates a sense of isolation. Sigmas are not antisocial. They're simply selective in who they invest their time and energy in. They recognize that emotional resources are finite and choose to pour them into people who truly add value to their lives. For Sigmas, a deep, genuine connection with just a few people is far more fulfilling than dozens of shallow interactions. However, this focus on quality over quantity can also create a paradox. The more a Sigma values authenticity, the fewer people they'll connect with on a profound level. They walk a lonely road at times, but it's a path they willingly choose because they value authenticity and self-reliance above all. For Sigmas, the reward is not in having a large group of friends, but in nurturing relationships that are real, honest, and meaningful. Number 5, unconventional lifestyles don't always fit with the norm. Sigma males are fiercely independent individuals who live by their own set of rules. They follow a rhythm that's entirely their own, often diverging from the mainstream. While this autonomy is a powerful form of self-expression, it often isolates them from the majority of society. The very qualities that make them unique, non-conformity, independence, and self-reliance, can also lead to feelings of loneliness or being misunderstood. Unlike the typical societal expectations that value conformity, Sigma males thrive on carving their own path. This can manifest in many aspects of their lives, from their career choices to the hobbies they pursue to their general outlook on the world. While others may follow established norms, Sigmas chart their own course, often disregarding popular trends and focusing on what feels authentic to them. However, this individuality can create a disconnect. Sigmas may feel that they are walking a path that others don't understand, or appreciate. Their unconventional choices might not align with the mainstream, and that can make it difficult for them to find others who share the same values or worldview. The disconnect may cause them to feel isolated or like outsiders, and they may struggle to form deep connections with those around them. Yet here lies the true beauty of being a Sigma. While it may be lonely at times, they are perfectly at ease in the solitude. Unlike others who may seek validation or social approval, Sigmas are content with their own company. They understand that this feeling of being out of place is not a weakness, but rather a source of power. In solitude, they find clarity, focus, and the space to grow in ways that others cannot. For the Sigma, isolation is not a curse, but an opportunity for personal development. They are never truly lonely because they are constantly engaged in self-reflection, personal growth, and the pursuit of their goals. It is in the solitude that they hone their skills, develop their unique perspectives, and build the resilience necessary to face challenges head-on. In fact, being out of place is the Sigma's natural habitat. It is in their solitude that they can think freely, act with purpose, and connect with their inner drive. They are self-sufficient by nature, thriving on the knowledge that they don't need the validation of others to be fulfilled. For them, standing alone isn't a challenge, it's a strength. And in that strength, they find their greatest sense of freedom. At the end of the day, Sigmas end up alone not because they can't form relationships, but because they choose not to settle for anything less than what they truly deserve. They walk the path of authenticity, and while that path may be lonely at times, it's also deeply fulfilling. Their lives are a reflection of their standards, their choices, and their commitment to living freely. The loneliness they experience isn't a burden. It's a reminder that they are true to themselves and that no one can take that away. Having said this, Sigmas, it's time to look at your life through the lens of choice and purpose. If you ever find yourself alone, remember, you're not alone because you're not worthy. You're alone because you've chosen to honor yourself, your values, and your freedom. Keep standing tall, and don't let the world convince you that you need anything less than what you deserve. If you resonate with the Sigma way of life and want to dive deeper into what makes you powerful, like and subscribe to join this community of freethinkers. Apply the Sigma male qualities to your life for impactful living and stay true to who you are. Having said this, catch you in the next one, Sigmas.